I am a full-time professional caricature artist. It's a dream come true job, and I draw caricatures of people at parties and events all over Florida. I was doing some practice drawing in my sketchbook recently, and one of them came out pretty good. And so I thought I'd draw that same person again, but make it a caricature tutorial. So let's flip the sketchbook page and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing on this one is that his eyes are more or less in the middle of his head shape, if you include his hair shape. And his head is taller than it is wide. So definitely gonna lean in and exaggerate that. Okay, let's see. First thing I am noticing is the face shape without the hair. In other words, it's the forehead, the cheeks, and what comes down to the beard. So it's something like that. If that makes any sense. I want to kind of exaggerate it and cartoonize it, if that makes any sense. Okay, and then the shape of his hair on top, it's kind of strange, and I'm just kind of trying to be gestural with these sketch lines. And then the beard down here, it kind of pops out, and because it's tucked down into his shirt, it's kind of being pushed up. Then you got a collar here. There's his jacket. And his eyes are there. Okay. So far so good. Pretty good sketch. Now let's go ahead and just sketch the features a little bit too. I just want to place them more or less because I'm not doing this in my exact style that I do at events. So just a little bit more of a sketch. His eyes are in there, and alright, that'll do it. I don't want to do too much of a sketch because I'm trying to make it a quick, fun video. But what I want to do is cartoonize each of these features. So in this case, his eyebrow is pressing down over his eye. So I'm going to draw his eyebrow actually before I draw his eye. So he's got a wrinkle here. Then I'm looking for the shape of the eyebrow. And it looks something like this. And I've just drawn the outline of a shape because I really want to make each of these features a distinct shape on its own. And that is the style of cartoon. If you look at pretty much any cartoon, each of the features have a distinct shape. And they kind of lean into the geometrical shapes. Okay, so this eye is kind of wide open. So what I'm going to do is draw it more rounded and wide open. That's a tear duct right there. All right, now we've got the round iris. His pupil is kind of small with a highlight, and so the way I'm going to do it here is I'm going to draw a tiny pupil with like a cutout of where the highlight would be. Then a wrinkle for under the eye. Maybe another wrinkle there. All right. Now the bridge of his nose. I'm going to come back. The bridge of his nose is going to be fun because he's got a long, kind of skinny nose. I'm going to try to exaggerate that. So over here, his eyebrows are pressing down like he's angry or going crazy. And so I'm just going to go ahead and draw them first since they are like overlapping on top of his eyes. I'm just kind of looking at the shape of this eyebrow, and I'm trying to make it a very solid shape, if that makes sense. In other words, I don't want it to be like an unsure shape, like maybe it's like this, I don't know. I want it to be boom, 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 you know? All right, here we go. All right, this eye, it's in a 3/4 view, so it's much more hidden. And Tom Richmond once said that, or in his book, he says an eye and the eyelids. The eye is like a ball encased with a piece of bacon. And so there's like a little ridge here. And then there's the bottom of the eyelid. Now, if that doesn't make sense, what he means is like this bottom eyelid is like a slice of bacon, and that's the edge right there. And you don't have to draw all that out. But if you keep it in mind while you're drawing, your drawing is going to look more convincing. Okay, again with the iris. And the pupil. All right. Now his nose is long and skinny, and there is a, I don't know what you call it, but a bump right there in the middle of his nose. And then you've got the end of the nose. So I want to emphasize that. So there's that region that has that bridge where there's like a bump under the skin. The nose is even longer, and then the end of the nose. All right, the nostril, it definitely has a curving shape like this to it. That's like a dimension line that shows where this is the top of the nostril, and then that's the bottom of the nostril. The other nostril, it's 3/4 view, so you can barely see it on the other side. All right. Okay, so now we got mustache. So we're exaggerating this, so let's just have fun with the mustache. Draw it big. I'm drawing the mustache as a shape. I'm not thinking of it as a collection of a bunch of hair. I'm thinking of it as like if it was one plastic shape, you know, molded out of Play-Doh, what would it look like? And then I'm just adding some like shorthand to show or make it the illusion of that it is made out of hair. And that's these lines that barely connect. Then we add some hair flow lines to complete the illusion. You can't really see his lips. All right, this part of the beard is I just did some quick lines to create that. I can throw in a couple of wrinkles. So far, so good. I'm going to pull out my big marker. This is my Tombow brush marker. I love this side of the marker that has a large felt tip so that I can get big, thick lines if I want. Okay, here we go. Come down underneath here. We've got the cheek. All right, now the beard. And what I'm trying to do here is alternate my hair curls, if that makes any sense. In other words, I'm going to start doing hair curls in this direction and then pop a few up in that direction, pop a few in that direction. And I just saw another artist do that when I was practicing years ago, and I thought it looked great, and so here's an opportunity to use it. All right, now we've got the beard line over here. Actually, I think it was Court Jones. He has a course on Proco on how to draw caricatures, and if you Google his live caricature art, you'll You'll see people that have like curly hair, he's alternating the curls. And another artist that does it is Dave Smith, who used to work at Disney, not Disney World, but Busch Gardens in Tampa. He may still work there. Okay, now, just want to get these started because his hair kind of flows back from what they call widow's peak. Right here on his forehead, it kind of bends in and then to the top of the forehead. All right. Okay, now I'm going to draw the line for the top of his hair. Hopefully it'll be as good as the sketch. But I don't want to think about it too much. I just want to do a quick gestural drawing and get it on there. If I try to draw it too slow, I end up drawing it to look thick, stiff and shaky, stiff and shaky. But if I do it fast, or not too fast to be just for the purpose of being fast, but drawing it in a way where I just make it or let it happen quickly, then it ends up being kind of loose and good looking. All right, so here we go. All right, that's my first mess up. I should have drew that ear way up here. But don't tell anybody about that and they won't even know. All righty, so got that on there. There's a little line where his neck is, collar. The jacket. Okay. The only thing left is the hair flow lines. And you don't have to draw hair flow lines. That's just what I call them. That's an easy way that I like to do it to show which way the hair is flowing. And basically what I'm doing is I'm using the thin tip on the Tombow, where I can get light lines really easily, thin lines. Same thing for the beard, and it doesn't have to be like filled with lines. I could just draw lines in random places because his hair is red. Or if I wanted to, I could just ink it all in because his hair is a dark red. But I think I just want to do hair flow lines on this one. Okay, that is my version of this actor's face. His first name is Christopher, but I can't pronounce his last name, so I'll just call him Christopher. But there's one more thing I want to show you. I created an animation to show you what I was thinking about when I got this drawing started. So when I started sketching, the first thing I thought of is the shapes that I see, and I saw 4 major shapes in this case. His face shape, his beard shape, his hair shape, and the T shape of his eyes and nose. Now if I wanted to take the exaggeration to a higher level, I would take those 4 shapes, try to figure out what the essence of those 4 shapes are, and then exaggerate them according to what they already are. And those shapes in the middle are what I think a higher level of exaggeration might look like. And then adding a little bit of shading always makes it look better. So that is my video. I hope it helped you, but I've got one more thing to tell you about. I created this cool PDF with all the major points from this video that you can download for free. You just have to sign up for my email to get it, and the link to do that is in the description of this video. You'll also get a free video lesson as just my appreciation gift to you for signing up. It's titled 3 Reasons Your Drawings Are Not Improving and How to Fix It. You get all that totally free on the first email that you receive because I think you're awesome. And thank you very much.